Said the energy level there, I've never witnessed it, but everybody that I've talked to that have been there, they said it's just got an energy to it. It's just dread and stuff like that. I think that'd be awesome to go. It's not cool what's happened there, but yeah, it'd be fun to check it out.
Hi everybody, welcome to Do You Believe on ParanormalZoneTV. I want to thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And those who may be new to the show, if you would please subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And please don't forget to give the show a like. Now tonight, I have Cory Heinzen. I am so excited. He is the new owner of the farmhouse that inspired the movie The Conjuring. And so let's bring Cory on. Hey Cory, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure. When I found out I was so excited. I'm so excited that somebody in the paranormal field bought that farmhouse. It's insane. And by the way, you bought a gold mine. You know that, don't you?
I don't know. Everybody keeps saying that. So.
Yes, you did. Oh my God, there's so many good things that's going to happen. You're going to be inundated. Anyway, so, there may be people that are watching the show that don't know the history on this farmhouse and how it became famous. So do you want to tell the viewers about the farmhouse since you are the new owner?
I can give a brief history. Do you want to know the paranormal history or the American history of it?
Probably the paranormal side and a little bit of the historical side, because they did make a movie out of it that was a #1 box office that made tons of money, and it's everybody loves that movie. Now, they have to understand that it was the Peron family haunting inspired the movie, but that was not the true story. So go ahead and tell the viewers.
Well, basically, the story that everybody got, based off The Conjuring, I mean, obviously Hollywood embellished it quite a bit. The way it really went was there were actually investigators that showed up before the Warren showed up. There was a parapsychology group from Rhode Island, which consisted of Carl and Keith Johnson, as well as some other college students, were actually the first ones to come in here. Carolyn, the mother, actually responded to an ad in the paper that they had put in to come and investigate, and I believe that was in the fall of 1973. And they came out here, and they were here, I think, a total of 3 times before they decided that they might want to look for outside help, and that's when the Warrens actually came in and started to assist in the investigation. But during that time, I don't know the entire story with it, but where they were so young, as far as Carl and Keith and his team, the Warrens kind of set them aside and kind of stopped including them in the investigation and basically took it on themselves. So, a lot of that stuff was lost, in the history books, I guess.
Well, I can tell you what happened. But go ahead and finish, and then I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, the Warrens came in, they did their thing, but unlike what the movie says, there was never an exorcism performed. It was actually a seance. They brought in a medium with an unbiased, look of it, of the location. She didn't know nothing about the history of the location or the family or anything. And Lorraine obviously was going to be the backup, because when they do a seance, the medium obviously channels the spirit. But when the medium channeled the spirit, she conjured. That's where the movie came from, the movie title.
Oh yeah.
whatever it was, but it went after the mother, it went after Carolyn, and it threw her across the room, and they thought she was dead. I guess a bunch of the kids saw it. Roger was there when it happened. Roger actually got up to go help Carolyn, and Ed kind of intervened and said, "You must never touch the possessed," or anything like that. I guess there was an altercation involved, and they were basically kicked out of the house from there.
Right.
And that was the last time the Warrens were ever allowed in the house.
Right.
But talking to the parents, they held no ill will towards them, because the Warrens were the only ones that came to assist them when they asked. I mean, because back then there was no such thing as paranormal investigators or demonologists or anything like that. So, there's no ill will or anything like that. It was just like, it didn't end the way Hollywood said it did.
Right.
So.
Well, the parent, the mother found the farmhouse for sale in the paper, and she had contacted the real estate agent to buy the farm. She wanted they went and looked at it, and she fell in love with the farm and wanted it. And they had a life savings of, Roger was away on a trip, and Andrea's mother, Carolyn, went to the bank and took out their life savings of $500 to put down on the farmhouse. And then when Roger came back, he found out that, she bought a farmhouse. And so they had bought that in in December of 1970. But the current owner, he was really kind of slow getting his act together and moving out of the farmhouse. So they actually didn't move in until January of 1971. And Andrea said that from day one, when they moved into the house, the paranormal activity started. One of the sisters saw a little boy. I can't remember if it was Nancy or April. She got attached to this little boy, and she saw him every day and made friends with this little boy. There was a man that the first night, I think there was a man that they saw, and I think that he might have been one of the owners. And Andrea said when I did the interview with her that there were a lot of people that had, this house was built in 1793, I think, and the land has been around forever. She said something about 1693. There was a document filed on the property, but the farmhouse was put up in the 1700s, and there had been many deaths in the house. And Andrea said that she felt that a lot of those spirits that had died still lingered on in that house. And when the paranormal activity was happening, they did contact the Johnson brothers. They were in college, and they had just started out with the group Pyro, and they were in their 20s, and they could only do so much with the hauntings. It was beyond what they could do. And so what I understood is that they had contacted the Warrens and got the Warrens involved in the case, and the Warrens took over. Now they were only there for about a year. And you're right about the seance. The seance went wrong. And this seance, there was a spirit that had been conjured up that almost killed Carolyn. And Roger I think was there, and he was furious. And he kicked them out of the house, and they were never allowed to come back. And the parents, the hauntings continued up until the time. They lived there for 10 years, and the hauntings continued for the whole 10 years that they were there. Now, from what I understand also, that after they moved out of that house, I did aired another show with Andrea, that the hauntings still continued with some of the family members, and I do have a show on that. So with that, do you want to tell us what's going on? How in the heck did you buy that house, that farmhouse? How did you buy it? How did you even know it was for sale?
Facebook.
Get out of here. You mean they put that house on Facebook?
Oh, no, they didn't put the house for sale on Facebook, but I belong to like so many paranormal groups and stuff like that, and just browsing through it one day, and somebody had mentioned that they heard that the farmhouse was going up for sale, and I was like, I'll look into it, and I contacted some people down this area, and they got me in contact with the realtor, and come to find out that the owner was looking to put it up for sale when she was getting back from Europe. And I asked if there was any way that we might be able to sit down with her and just, we'd never seen the inside, so
that was,
you get us in, and she got us in.
Now, so was she, and I had heard that she had vacated the house. After her husband died, she left. She moved somewhere else. Was she still living in that house? I thought she left.
She was here, to my knowledge. All of her stuff was here. The weird thing is like, it seemed like she was kind of like in just one section of the house, like the actual, like the farmhouse proper that we call it, like where it's the real colonial looking stuff. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years. It was in great condition, but it was just like, you could tell like it hadn't been dusted or anything like that. And it looked like she kind of, not really barricaded herself, but she was just kind of keeping to herself in just the more modern section of the house. So.
Oh. So did you go with a real estate agent? I don't know how it works back east. It's probably different than California. Did you go yourself, or were you represented?
We went ourselves. Me and my wife went, and we met with the owner, talked to her a little bit, and asked her what she wanted for it. And what she wanted for it, I was like, as long as it appraises for that, we'll see if we can make it work. And it ended up working.
Was her name Norma?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so she had that for a long time. Now, did you ask her if it was haunted?
Honestly, no.
You didn't?
No, because she was very, very against all of that, because I guess what went on with after the movie came out, and like all the trespassers and the lawsuit against Warner Brothers and stuff like that, and she was very, very against even talking about paranormal stuff. Even though she had ghost hunters in here back in 2005, and she had numerous other teams that were in here that nobody knows about, but obviously now we know about, and it was just, she was very open that it was haunted, and I think she embraced it. This is just my opinion. She embraced it, but once the movie came out and everything, and she started having a problem with the trespassers and stuff like that, and she was trying to backtrack and say, it's not haunted, there's nothing here for you to see, it was too late. So.
Oh.
Her husband at the time, he wasn't in the best health. So instead of, being able to, take care of him and stuff like that. So.
Did he die in the house?
No, he was at a hospital as far as I know.
So how long have you owned the house now? A couple of months?
A month and 2 days.
Oh my gosh. I bet your cell phone hasn't stopped ringing, or your emails.
No, it's nonstop.
Oh my goodness. I know there's a lot of jealous people out there, and I had heard that you were having some problems, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But people are people, and there's just a lot of jealousy out there, and I'm sure there are so many people that I would have bought that house. If I had the money, I would have bought that. I would have gone down there, and I would have outbid you on that house.
Honestly, for some reason, I don't think she wanted it to go on the market. But at the same time, we asked her what she wanted for it and offered it to her, and she accepted it. She didn't she didn't want it on the market for some reason. I can't tell you why. So everybody that gets upset and stuff saying that we backdoored him and stuff like that.
Oh my God!
It never went on the market. I apologize. Do your homework. Know a little bit about know your surroundings and stuff. Know what's going on at all times.
Wow. Oh, so you've had this house now for a month and a half. When did you? Now I did see this. So it looked run down. What happened to the inside of the house?
Yeah, it's not run down.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Oh, okay. All the furnishings and everything are still there? Did she leave all of that?
She left quite a bit, yes.
So she just wanted to walk away?
For the most part. I mean, she had a lot of antiques that kind of make the property, if you will. She says it belongs here because, this was her and her husband's, pride and joy. And, I mean, like you were saying, the house was deeded in 1680 by Roger Williams.
That's what it was. That's what I wanted to say. Right, yes.
And it set the standard for where the state line is for Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And it was actually completed in 1736.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're talking about, pre-Revolutionary War, pre-George Washington, pre-everything. This was around, during the King Philip's War. So, there's a lot of history to it, and that's what drew me and my wife into it, because we love the history about it, but we also love the paranormal history. So, it's it's a twofer.
Right. Did Andrea tell you about Bathsheba, or did you already know about it?
We heard stories about it, but the Conjuring movie is what caused the problem with Bathsheba, and it's sad that this poor girl's name is being dragged through the mud, and everybody. I don't know how many. We answer probably about 5 or 6 emails a day asking if we've talked about Bathsheba and stuff like that. I'm like, you do understand that Bathsheba was actually the parents' dog and not a witch? And everybody's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that Bathsheba was actually the parents' dog. She wasn't a witch. And everybody's like, oh, well, the movie says this. I'm like, okay, well, does the movie tell you that the witch is buried on consecrated ground in the Baptist cemetery?
Yeah.
So witches can't be buried in a Baptist in a consecrated ground. So explain me that one. There's just so many, and it's our whole purpose here is to not disprove anything. We're trying to give an unbiased approach to everything. Like, people come to us and they give us their opinions and stuff, and we listen to them. We don't want to give people false information, and we don't want to lead people down the wrong path. Mm-hmm. Because what the Warrens found and what was in their case files is obviously different from what Andrea and her family experienced. But
do you know anything about the case file from the Warrens? Were you ever able to get a hold of it? No. Okay.
No. I'm sure it's there, but I mean, that's obviously, it's just like a psychologist and stuff like that. That's like personal. It's almost like a doctor-patient confidentiality thing.
Well, I heard somebody bought all those Warren files, so you probably wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
Really?
Yeah, somebody owns all those. He bought all the case files to the Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's really? What I heard. So I don't think anybody's ever going to get a hold of those. I don't think the nephew owns them. I don't think he has those. So anyway, so what are you doing with the house? What have you discovered? Anything new? Anything that the public may not know about the hauntings? Have you contacted anybody? What experiences have you had in the house?
we've had things going on. We've had like the doors opening and closing on their own. I mean, it was during the day. I mean, it's just, I won't say it's nonstop, but it's very, very constant, which is awesome. But at the same time, it kind of gets overwhelming. You know, yeah, we bought a haunted house. I totally get that. And everybody's like, well, what did you think you were going to get? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's like, it's amazing when you hear stories about a place and you can go there and you can actually validate it. Because so many times I've heard stories about some of these most popular haunted places and gone there and just sat there and just twiddled my thumbs and got nothing. So this has been like a refreshing, you know, location finally. So,
do you know who might be haunting the farmhouse right now at the current time, 2019? Do you know who might be haunting it?
To be honest, no. We've gotten so many, like the EVPs and stuff that we've gotten. We can't even make out whether it's a male or a female voice. It's just so raspy. You know, I know like Andrea and them say it's the Arnolds, you know, but then, you know, I've heard that it could be some members of the Richardson family, you know, so, and who's to say it's not just some random spirit that passed away that pops in and out.
You know, and remember Andrea telling me that somebody hung themselves in the rafters in the barn. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, that was Mrs. Arnold.
Okay.
Pardon me, I don't know the exact names. I know she was 92 or 93 years old, and she hung herself in the barn, in the rafters. But she did that after her husband hung himself in the attic of the actual farmhouse.
Oh, you're at the farmhouse right now, huh?
Yeah, without power. Go figure.
What happened to your power? Are you having storms or something? Are you having storms?
No, it randomly goes in and out. So we just sit here and.
Oh my gosh! You don't know why you lose power? You mean there's no reason for it to go off?
Nope.
Oh, maybe they knew you were going to do a show tonight.
Maybe. I don't know. Ambiance, I guess.
So, and you sleep there. So you are living, this is your home. You are living in this house now.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, do you hear noises, voices, get touched, anything?
Yeah. I mean, at the same thing, you hear things, but it's usually in the further end of the farmhouse. Like we'll hear like footsteps and knocks and stuff like that. We just started encountering like these flashes that are very, very strange. I've never seen it. I've never seen it in person. I've only seen it on one documentary, and it's just like it almost looks like it's like from a photograph flash, and it just comes out of nowhere.
Oh.
It's real bright, and then it goes away.
An energy light.
Yes, and we've actually documented that. We actually got still photos of it. So.
Oh, why didn't you? I know. Now, you told me I wanted some evidence, some pictures of evidence, and you wouldn't give them to me. How come?
Because we're in contract with Ghost Adventures.
Oh, yeah. Tell them. I got the flyer up. Tell them about this.
They're coming in to do their big Halloween episode here, and basically they want to be the first ones to investigate it and show the public what's on the inside. So everybody that keeps bothering us and asking us about, you know, what's the inside look like, this and that, and they think that we're jerks and just ignoring them and stuff. It's like now they know that Ghost Adventures is coming because it's been announced and stuff, but for the longest time where we weren't allowed to say anything, it's like, yeah, I can understand most people think that we're being jerks. But
Oh, wow. Oh my God, Halloween night. What a great night to see an episode on your house. How long is the show that they're gonna the whole time they will be at your farmhouse?
yes.
And is that a live show? Do you know?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Any other TV people pestering you? I'm sure you're going to get it. Anybody else?
We've had a few shows contact us, but I think it was, Ghost Adventures, just like that. The day we moved in, we were already being contacted by him.
Now, since your house is going to be on Ghost Adventures in October, are you allowed to do other shows after they've been there, or do you have to sign a contract that you can't do anything?
After October 31st, they can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what would be cool is I know Andrea Peron's been wanting to tell the real story, the real family haunting story. Even though The Conjuring was a fabulous movie, it wasn't the real story. And what a place to have her real story told at your farmhouse. Maybe James Wan from Warner Brothers will produce it, and you'll make more money than the Real Conjuring movie, because you'll have the real deal there.
Well, the thing with James Wan was they were actually supposed to film here for The Conjuring.
They were?
Yes, and James Wan read the books of Andrea's, and he basically said there's no way in hell he was stepping foot in Rhode Island or near that farmhouse.
Oh,
So they moved the entire production down to North Carolina.
Andrea said that when they started making the movie, they had entitled it The Warren Files. And then,
Really?
yeah, but they couldn't use that name. They couldn't use the name. So, because Ed and Lorraine Warren had investigated the property, they were going to use the Warren Files, but they couldn't do it. So and then they came up with The Conjuring, which was a fabulous name for it. I mean, they picked a great name.
Okay.
Anything else that you could tell us about this fabulous farmhouse? Do you feel that the farmhouse is evil in any way?
Not at all. No.
You know, when the Peron family was living there, the father Roger had there was a female entity that was in that house, and she was attached to Roger, and she was extremely jealous of Carolyn, the wife, and she wanted to do harm to Carolyn. They were really afraid for the mother, and things happened to her. The bed would jump up and down. They could hear it from upstairs, and they had a couple of bad experiences in that house. And I don't know if those spirits are still there, or if they. I don't think they followed the mother and the father. But I don't know how they got there. I don't know how this female entity got attached to Roger, unless with the paranormal investigations that were going on in that house, and with the Warrens, what they were doing might have conjured up those spirits, and maybe when they left the house, they left them alone, because Andrea never said another thing about the spirit. The two spirits, one bothering the mother and the other one that was attached to Roger. She never talked about that. So after they left, maybe the spirits left them and just stayed. They may be in that house. I don't know. Didn't you hear that story about that?
Yeah, Roger, when Andrea and Roger, they actually came up 2 weekends ago, the Ocean State Paracon, and I had mentioned to Roger, I had been like touched in one of the rooms, but it wasn't. It was like the most gentlest touch. Like you could tell it was something, but it was like it didn't feel like bad or anything like that. Like almost like I would expect it to be like feminine. And Roger got all excited, and like I wasn't aware of that at the time. And he's like, "There's a female." He's like, "I swear to God, it's Mrs. Arnold." And he brought me and my buddy Bill around the house, and he would show us like where like he would have interaction with her, and like he was like down in the basement. I think back by the dinner table and stuff like that. So that was interesting, just actually being able to like, bounce off our personal experiences with their personal experiences that we weren't aware of.
So when Andrea and Roger went into the farmhouse, how did Andrea react when she got into her house, her former house, her former farmhouse? How did she react? Was she upset?
Oh no. I mean, the thing is that ultimately, I mean, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So like we like to think of it as it's still their house. I mean, yeah, we own it, but at the same time, it's like they're always welcome here, and that's what we wanted them to know, and they knew that coming into it, and they were just excited just because Andrea hadn't been here in 6 years, and Roger hadn't been here in I think 10 years or something like that. So it was really, really nice for them to like be back here for once. So.
Well, when Roger went into the house, did he have any kind of feelings that something still might be there, or want to bother him at all?
No, not really. He was too busy yelling at me about upkeeping the house.
What he was?
But it was a riot. He just like point at me and he'd be like, "Come here." And I'd walk over. I'm like, "Yes, sir." And he's like, "Don't call me sir. My name's Roger." I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, and he'd point at like the windowsill, and there'd be like a little crack in the wood. I mean, it's 300 years old. It's gonna happen. And he's like, "Fix it." Like,
oh my God!
But he's obviously joking, but it was just funny at the time, And but just such nice people, and just to think, what they went through and everything at this farmhouse. It's crazy.
Yeah, I noticed that you already had John Zaffis up there. Oh, I bet he came over after the conference, huh?
No, he actually, him and Debbie and Larry Elward, they were just up north checking out a residential case, and they asked if they could stop in. So they stopped in and visited with me and my wife.
Wow. Has anybody else, like Keith Johnson, or Carl Johnson, or any of the others that had been in that house asked to come back and just walk around?
Oh, Keith and Carl have been here numerous times.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, I've done several shows with Keith. I love those guys. So, like, what do you do on a typical day? I guess you go to work and then you come home, and do you just sit there at your kitchen table or wherever you are having your dinner and just look around and think, oh my God, we own this famous farmhouse?
This is actually, I'm retired, so.
Wait a minute. You're retired? Get out of here.
Yep.
Oh my God. You lucky you. Oh my goodness. Are you going to have conferences there? When are you going to start opening it up to the paranormal investigators?
We're hoping sometime in November that we can do that. We just got to make sure that everything's good across the boards as far as allowing people to do that.
And so how are they going to find out? Do you have a website yet?
No, we had a website, but apparently the Conjuring House, it's copywritten, so I thought adding house to the end of it would make it okay, but it didn't. So we had to revamp the website and stuff, so we're just going off Facebook right now. Everything's getting passed off of our Facebook group.
Oh, you mean, the Conjuring's copyright, huh?
Yeah, we can't do.
Oh, wow. Damn. Is that why you named it what did you name it? The Round House or the Round something? What did you name it? What did you name it?
The Farm on Round House.
Oh, that's it, yeah. Let's see. Royce, take some questions. Take questions now, honey, okay? I'm sure the viewers have questions for you. Oh, I'm just so excited. Oh my God, I would be so thrilled. Do you have, since you're in that house, do you like feel like you want to do a paranormal investigation all the time, or do you ever do you ever sit there and just talk to anybody that any spirit that might be around you and find out who they might be?
That's all we do here.
Oh, you do? So you sit around and talk to them?
Yeah, the whole farm is rigged up like Big Brother. Like there's cameras in every room except for the bathroom. We might even have to put them in there.
Oh my, no way. Well, okay, so who's there then? When you talk to them, do you have some of the history? Do you ask them, well, let me, just knock, if this is Mrs. Arnold, can you just like knock on the table or knock on the wall? Do you ever ask them to give you a sign of who it might be if you ask, are you such and such?
The thing is that, I've been doing this for about 10 years, and spirits are going to do whatever they feel like doing.
Oh, yeah.
So I can be like, hey, is Elvis in the building? Knock twice, and you hear 2 knocks. I'm like, holy cow, Elvis is in the house. So it's really difficult to, track it down to like this individual person. EVPs and stuff like that, you might be able to get a name, just by asking, hey, who's here with us? Our spirit box session, everything we've been doing has been documented, and, obviously we haven't released anything, but when we release it, come November 1st, people are going to be blown away.
How are you going to release that information? Off of a website?
Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook?
I'm not in charge of the website, so.
Who? Now you have a paranormal team. What's the name of your paranormal team?
We don't really have a name. We're kind of like the Island of Misfit Toys. We're just like a ragtag bunch of investigators that really never belong to a team.
Do you have a psychic on your team?
No, we got. We have so many people that like stop in and help us like any given day, but psychics. We've noticed like bringing a psychic into an investigation and stuff. It kind of makes the area quiet down a little bit.
Oh.
So if we walked into it, like if we were to walk in here and like it felt a little bit heavy or something like that, like you knew it was going to be like a little bit more on the badder side or something, we would ask for somebody to come in along with us and stuff like that. But typically, like, I don't like using them all the time. But that's just me.
So when this psychic came into your farmhouse, did she pick up on anything?
Oh, yes.
Oh, she did? Are you allowed to say who she picked up on?
It was actually, I'm trying to remember who it was. It was it was busy for her, so she couldn't really pinpoint it on a single person. And it's constantly, it's like a flurry of people, like, coming in. So it's, yeah.
Oh.
She said it's really hard to, like, she's got different, like, ages, different, like, she said it was just all over the place. And I felt bad because I was kind of putting her on the spot. So.
Well, did she pick up on anybody that had previously lived on that farmhouse?
She did think, the owner that owned it before the parents was a Mr. Kenyon.
Right. That's right.
And she was picking up his name, but she wasn't sure, like, what he really looked like. She was like, I'm getting his name, and I'm seeing a gentleman, and she would describe him, but I never knew what he looked like. I never saw any pictures or anything like that, so.
Well, Andrea seemed to think that was the man that maybe might have been haunting or hanging around their house when she told me about the story. Well, gosh. Let me see if we have any. Royce, do we have some? Okay, here, we have some questions for you. Hold on, honey. Let me put you on full screen so you can. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so William Peron, can we come see the house in real life, or should you book it on the net? So you already discussed that, but go ahead and say it. Tell them again.
When we open it up, everybody's going to know. It'll be advertised on Facebook as well as hopefully a website. Right now, we don't mind people stopping by and taking pictures. We just ask people, like, be responsible, be respectful, and stuff like that. It's basically, it's theirs to lose. So we're asking people to police their own. If they know people are out here trespassing and stuff like that, tell them to knock it off, because they're going to ruin it for everybody else. Because this is our residence. We do live here, and I don't have to worry about people, peeking in the windows and taking pictures at night and stuff like that. So, but if we're outside and people like drive by, if they pull off on the side of the road, we have no problem with people taking pictures. We'll even walk out there and talk to people. But we're not Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, and now we have a question from Misty Dawn, but Misty Dawn, honey, he already said she wants to know, are you living there? And yes, you are living there.
Yeah.
Robert Hanna, what's it like sleeping in the house?
Off and on.
Oh.
You don't get a full night's sleep. And it's just, it's there, and they're not bothering you, but they'll knock, you'll hear footsteps and stuff like that, and it's like, everybody's like, oh, it's just the house settling. No, the house has been settling for 300 years. I'm pretty sure it's settled. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's what you think, Cory?
No, I know what that's why I'm not thinking.
From Fairy Queen, do the spirits follow you into the shower? Have you ever had that? Have you ever had that happen? No, really, it's true. It happens. Did it ever happen to you?
No.
Okay.
I can't say I have.
Okay, it has happened. It's happened to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's a weird feeling too, because you got a hot shower and you start turning cold, getting cold. You start shivering, and you can feel a presence in the shower. Why the hell they got in the shower with me, I'll never know, but they did. Okay, Rhode Island Paranormal. What's up, Cory, my brother? Sarah F. Can you interview Cory and Andrea at this? Well, is Sarah part of Rhode Island Paranormal? Rhode
Sarah?
Island. Okay, hold on. Rhode Island Paranormal. What's up, Cory, my brother? So they're saying hi.
Oh.
And Sarah F. wants to know if I can interview you and Andrea at the same time. I don't know about that. unless Cory wants to. Randy Lewis, do you want to do that sometime?
Sure.
Okay. Randy Lewis, question: why did you decide to let it be Ghost Adventures and not some other well-known group? What other well-known group is there?
Honestly, they were the first ones to come knocking on the door. Like, there's the well-known groups that you're talking about haven't even contacted us.
Well, I'm with thinking TV, but I know Ghost Adventures Ghost Hunters is starting up again. But I don't know if they're on television yet.
No, I think they're still filming. Ghost Nation's still filming. But no, I mean, Ghost Adventures was the only one to contact us.
Yeah. Well, do you know that he? Oh, never mind. Okay, Joanne wants to know: are you alone there?
No, my wife's here, and one of my teammates are here, Bill.
Okay, and Michael Kane wants to know: have you ever been to St. Augustine?
Never been to St. Augustine, no.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Nancy Santa Maria, do you have trippy dreams from the house?
I personally don't. I know my wife has had some weird dreams, but yeah, I haven't. So.
And last question, Fairy Queen. Has any of the spirits interacted with your wife?
I think she's had a few experiences. She doesn't really like to talk about them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see. From Rhonda Gallant, what other paranormal groups have you worked with?
I don't have to answer that.
Okay. From Armand Cassandra, hold on.
That's my cousin, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Hi. From Armand Cassandra 50, she wants to know, have you set up cams and recorders through the house and barn? How much evidence have you gotten video-wise if you have them up?
We got, like I was saying earlier, we got video cameras like in every nook and cranny of this place. They've been recording 24/7 for 35 days, 36 days, and we're constantly going over stuff. So,
Valerie Charlotte wants to know, how can you live in a house that's so haunted?
I mean, it's a paranormal investigator's dream. This is our Disney World.
Oh my God. Oh my God, absolutely. Tammy Heitzman wants to know, did the activity pick up, change when Andrea and Roger were there?
No, not as much as I would have expected. The most it's changed is when Carl Johnson comes there. When Carl comes in here, it just, I don't know, they really like Carl.
Oh.
So.
I wonder, well, see, he and his brother investigated that place. And I don't know how many times he was there after. Andrea never said, and when I interviewed Carl, when I talked to Keith, Keith never talked about going back to the house, just what had happened, because they were the first ones on the scene, at the farmhouse.
Yeah.
Well, the Johnson brothers are really sweet, two sweet guys, and there's just something, they're very, very nice. Anything else you want to tell the viewers, because they are so excited for you as well as I am. You're lucky, you lucky.
Honestly, we really appreciate the support. We're hoping, we can share this with everybody. I was an investigator, like, I'm still an investigator, but I was just like everybody else, on the outside looking in, wanting to get into a place and stuff and not being able to. So we're going to try to make sure when we let people in, we're doing it for the right reasons and, letting everybody experience it, so.
Another question, Julie Hawkins, have you explored the possibility of portals on the property?
We've kind of delved into that a little bit. Andrea, was really, really hitting on that when she was here with us. But it's that's definitely something that we would need a psychic for, because there is a well inside the house.
Yes, it's in the is that in the barn?
It's in the basement.
Oh, in the basement. And you've been down there. What did it feel like when you went down there?
Nice and cool, actually. But it's not. You would think that it would be the most scariest place, and it's not too bad. The bedrooms upstairs are really the most active places.
Upstairs, isn't that interesting? That's where the bedrooms are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the mother had the bed jumping up and down when she was sleeping on it. That's strange. I don't know about the other girls. The one girl had the little boy visit her all the time, and like I said, I can't remember if it was Nancy or April. That's interesting. Why upstairs? Why do you think upstairs?
Whether it's because the girls lived upstairs and that's what the spirits were used to. I just think they're excited that somebody's interacting with them again, because maybe they haven't been interacted with in such a long time. So.
All right, another question from Charlotte. What is the most scariest place there?
The scariest place here is there's a room upstairs. It's kind of like a loft area, if you will. They call it the boarding room. The boarding room, but it's a birthing room, and that's like the scariest. Like, nobody goes in there. Like Andrea refused to even open up the door to it. But it's so incredibly hot upstairs. Like, we can't really investigate it because the equipment, it messes with all the equipment. Like, the cameras upstairs and stuff, they're constantly going in and out because it's so hot. I know it sounds stupid, but
no. Why do you think that's happening? Who do you think it is?
I honestly can't explain it. I mean, we're constantly going up there, adjusting them, trying to put them in different spots, opening up. We got the windows open upstairs. We got fans rolling upstairs, and it's just incredibly hot up there. So.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Well, Cory, I can't tell you how excited I am for you. Oh my God. That is such a dream to own the farmhouse, the Real Conjuring Farmhouse. It's just, I am so jealous. I am just so thrilled for you. We have another question. I am Alpha. You're not scared of the house at all?
I wouldn't say I'm scared. I mean, am I nervous? Yeah. I mean, of course you are. It's just, they always catch you when you're not ready for it. So it's like, I wouldn't be here unless I wanted to be here. But it's more of a nervousness.
Really? Oh, really? Well, in time you'll probably get over that.
Hopefully.
Well, you've only been there a month. You have to give it some time where you and the spirits will all feel real comfortable with one another. I mean, Norma lived there, and for how many years did she have it? Oh, she bought it right after the parents left. No, she didn't. How long did she own that house, the farmhouse?
I believe she bought it in '86.
Okay, so she had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, so why did she want to sell? Do you know?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I never really asked. I mean, you know, they're filming another Conjuring movie. Annabelle, the new Annabelle movie was coming out.
Yeah.
He just wasn't, you know, looking forward to having to deal with more people, you know, trespassing and stuff. I honestly don't know.
Another question from Joanne D. Do you have bad dreams?
I personally don't know. You have to get sleep in order to have dreams. So.
Oh, you poor thing. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. You'll be okay. Okay, we don't have any more questions, honey. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers about the farmhouse except being lucky and you own a gold mine?
I mean, just as long as you guys just keep supporting us and stuff, we'll try to make everybody happy. Tune in for Ghost Adventures on Halloween night. It's a 2-hour special. So.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I don't watch the Ghost Ventures, but I will watch that show. I will watch that one. You know, I would love to have you come back maybe next year or December when you have some evidence that you're able to share, because everybody would love to see the pictures of the inside of your house, of your farmhouse, and any evidence that you captured. I mean, the viewers love that stuff. And I would, if you would want to share that with us, we would love that, Cory.
Well, November 1st, we're gonna do a live stream, I'm hoping, and actually walk through the entire property, and show everybody what it looks like here on the inside and stuff. What Ghost Adventures doesn't show on the 31st.
Oh, really? Really? Oh gosh, that would be so awesome. I'm dying to see the inside of that house, the inside of that farmhouse. So how many buildings are on that property?
We got the farmhouse, then we got a big barn, and then just 2 storage sheds, that's all.
Oh, and so the main house is the only living quarters?
Yes.
Well, let's see, we have some more, let me see. I have a couple questions. Let's see. Robert Hanna, is there a lot of activity outside of the well?
That's where we get a lot of EVPs. And like I said earlier, we can't distinguish whether it's male or female. It's harass people. But it does respond. It's definitely intelligent from what we're gathering for evidence. So.
And Tollcross, who is from Scotland, he wants to know: are there any religious items in the house? If yes, are they affected in any way?
There were a lot of older Bibles that were actually in the study, the library, and I don't think they're affected or anything. They're not,
They don't fall off the wall or move.
They were just stacked in order, and but
okay.
nothing along the lines of the movie. So.
All right, hold on. Let's see. We have another question. Julie Wilson wants to know, what is your Facebook page called?
It's called The Farm on Wrong Top Road.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what's the road? What's the name of the road it's on? Is that the name of the road?
Round Top Road. Yeah.
Round Top Road. Okay. And what's it called? The house?
The farm.
The farm. Okay, I like that. Awesome. Oh, well, we don't have any more questions now. We stopped taking questions, and I kept you for an hour, and it was an awesome show, Cory, and I want to thank you so much for being on the show. It's such a pleasure. I think, is this your first live video show?
Yes.
Ah, yay! Yes. Thank you, Cory. And I really, maybe next year, when you've gathered up a lot of good evidence and EVPs and ghost pictures, if you would share that with us. I know the viewers would love for you to come back and share that, because everybody loves this farmhouse. And they're excited for you, too. So we all congratulate you, Cory, and the best of luck, best wishes to you, and to the paranormal groups that are lucky enough to get in there.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to sharing everything with you guys here soon enough.
Oh, we would love that, because they will be bugging me until you come back. Thanks, Cory. Good night, honey. My best wishes to you. Good night.
Good night.
Night. Oh, God. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was so fabulous. Oh my God. I was just so thrilled that he came on my show. I grabbed him right away as soon as I found out that he had purchased the farmhouse. And he wanted to come on the show. He was thrilled, so I'm happy. And I'm the first show he's been on. Yay! So everybody, thanks for being here. Oh my God, we had a huge crowd. Wow. Thanks so much. I know it's exciting to really talk to somebody that owns a famous house. The Conjuring, I think I know there's the Amityville house, and the Conjuring house. I think that those are probably two of the most famous, well-known houses. Now, there is the Willow's Weep. Now, Dave Spinks owns the Willow's Weep, and that house has really not been publicized. And I did do aired a show with Dave, and he was on the History Channel, and there's a unfriggin' believable story about that house. Suicides, killings, the occult, and the house is shaped in a cross. So I think Dave's going to come back once the book is published. So everybody, thanks so much for being here. It was such a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. And Cassandra, you sent... I can't get Amy Allen. She won't come on the show. She charges a fee, a big fee, to do any kind of show. So, and Steve DeShavi doesn't do that. He even gives away free autographs, free pictures. He doesn't do that. I was lucky to get Steve, and that was because of Unique Annie. She's the one that pushed that. So everybody, thanks so much. I know you enjoyed the show, and it was such a pleasure to talk to Cory, and give him your best wishes. Go over to his page and give it a like and congratulate him, because I'm telling you, he's got a lot of stuff coming down for him owning that. I mean, that is a paranormal dream to own that farmhouse. And he's got a lot of stuff is going to happen. Going to see a lot of that house. They may even do a real movie in there, and they should. Anyway, so everybody, thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks, Tall Cross. Hey, let's do some shout outs. I don't know. Hey, you know what? Thank our mods, Royce Hinman and Cassandra 50. Thanks so much. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the great chat room that we have. And I know that we got some super chat money. Royce, honey, can you send me the information? Tall Cross, thanks, honey. Thank you for the super chat money. And Chippa Terry, thank you. Lori Miller, thank you so much. And Tammy Heitzman, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's do some shout outs, Royce. Yes. And, please keep your prayers. When you say your prayers at night, please say them for Royce. Keep him in your prayers. We need to keep those prayers going for him. We got to keep him healthy, please. He needs it. So let's do some shout outs. Royce, honey, do you have the shout outs for me? Oh, let's see. Who do I have? Oh my God. Oh, I think I told you. I'm going to do a 3-part series on... I'm going to do a 3-part series. I have the book. Let me see. I think I have it with me. I'm going to do on this. Oh, here, let me get this. This is the craziest thing. I don't know if you could see it. I met him in 2012, and I did a show with him. And we're going to do a 3-part series. Can you guys see that? This is the craziest story. It's this thing. This is what he captured. He captured this in his backyard. And I don't know if you can see this. He's got this. See this little thing up here? It's like a diving suit. It's coming out of the sky. Oh my God. Anyway, we're going to do a 3-part series on this. And I'm really excited about, because he's got a story that is insane. He's tried to MUFON. MUFON won't even listen to him. And I don't know why. Now, there is a fella, Barry Gaunt, who owns the Octagon House, which is another really haunted location. And he belongs to MUFON. And he said that he would come on the show. And I would like to have him get involved with Gregory's story. But anyway, who do we have? Oh gosh, let me see. I have my calendar. Let's see. Let's see. The next show is August 8th with Barry Strom. Aliens and the Bible. And August 22nd. Keith Linder is coming back. He moved out of the Seattle Demon House, and now he's being affected by more hauntings, and he's got more information on that Seattle house that wasn't exposed before, and he's gonna talk about that on my show. Oh gosh, what else do I have? I don't know, it fell. Anyway, on September 5th, Vanessa Hogel's coming back. We're going to do unexplained mysteries and unexplained cases, okay? So, I want to do some shout-outs. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, wow, thanks. Thank you, Royce. Have a great weekend. We are now also getting hit with the heat wave, 106 today, and it's going to be all in the hundreds from now through next week. And we were supposed to have thunderstorms today, but I didn't hear any. Thank God, I'm sitting under 5,000 watts of light, but I turned the air conditioner on early this morning to keep it cool in here. So let's do some shout-outs. So also, I forgot, guys, I'm really sorry. I forgot to send out show reminders. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. I'll send out one, and so they can watch it after it goes into archives. All right, let's do some shout outs. Andrew and his trucking gnomes, Cassandra 50, Armand, Charms Paranormal, Cindy W, Crystal Triplet. Oh my goodness, Crystal. She was one of our mods. Hi, honey. I'm so happy to see you back. David Cisneros. Why do I know that name? I used to go to school with a Cisneros. I know a Cisneros. Huh. Dust Bunny. Elaine Michael. Fairy Queen. Hanuman Ram. I Am Alpha. Jen Young. Joanne D. John Huntington. Jordan Perkins. Karen Lindsay. Kathy Henniger. Lori Miller. Martin, Mary Ann, Misty Dawn, hi Misty Dawn, Nancy Santa Maria Lateca, Nancy Nebetseta, Paul Kitchen, Raymond Campbell, Rhonda Gauntlet, Robert Hanna, Scorpion Mermaid, Spellbound Enchantress, Tammy Heitzman Thayer, The Haglin, Tracy Clark, Val Charlotte, Vincent and Weldon DeBayi. Hey, we got some new people tonight, huh? Hope you guys subscribe to the channel, to the show. It'd be awesome if you did. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for being here. We had a huge crowd tonight, and Cory was such a pleasure to have on the show, and I love you guys. And Cory is a very nice man. Yes, very nice fella. He's a young man and very, very nice. And it was really nice of him to open up the farmhouse to paranormal investigators, because it's going to be a dream for them to be able to investigate the famous farmhouse. I mean, what else can I say? That's awesome. So everybody, good night. I love you guys. Group hug to you all. And I will see you at the next show. Whatever it was I told you. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you. And I'm going to say goodnight. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks, okay? Oh, Crystal. Hi, hon. Yes, honey. I'll have to send you a message. All right, so everybody, good night. Love you guys. Oh, what did Royce want? Anything else? Oh, wow. Wow, we must have hit 500 subscribers tonight, huh? Wow. Awesome. Thanks, Royce. All right, everybody, good night. I love you. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Andrew, drive safely and be safe out there. Andrew's a trucker. Good night, everybody. Love you. Good night.